Tuli Bungereza naye eno abazungu bagudde eddalu okulaba ku Pulezidenti Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine ngazze mu yaalo gye bagenda okulagiramu Bobi Wine the People's President. Abazungu bawunze n'enkulabira yaabwe bwe zibakuba n'enkulabira ebiwaabwe nga bibakuba nga n'essanyu libatta babuukabuuka bacacanca okulaba ku Pulezidenti Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine ne maama Babitu Ng'Okugazi Kyagulanyi nga bayingira mu hall ba mu theatre we bagenda okulagira documentary Bobi Wine the People's President. Bobi Wine layogeddeko eri abazungu bano n'abakuutira nti beeyambe balemese abaddugavu okugenda bannayuganda okugenda mu nsi zaabwe nga bakola ekintu kimu bamma badikiteeta bannakyemalira ensimbi era nga bagamba bakulembeza abali mu buyinza nti mukomye okuba badikiteeta ensimbi kuba baviirako abaana ba Africa baviirako abaana ba Uganda okudduka ewaabwe ewalungi ewagagga naye bakuba bayisibwa mu mbeera mbi tewali opportunities mu ggwanga eryo ne basalawo bajja eno nti n'olwekyo okulemesa bannayuganda okuddamu okugenda e Bungereza obutabaleetera bizibu ab'e baagala okudipootinga bannayuganda okubaza e Uganda bakole ekintu kimu beekolere feva beeyambe bateekewo okuggyako ensimbi dictator Museveni nga tebakyamuwa musimbi ogwo omungi gwakozesa okutta bannansi bannayuganda bajja kubeerayo e Uganda era bakole nga Pulezidenti Kyagulanyi pulezidenti waabwe Uganda efaanane Bulaaya n'okugisinga kambikuwe essanyu ppitirivu eno naawe weetegeka okusanyukako leero.
When we met Bobby, it was back in July. It was supposed to be an Q&A for this incredible film. Chris Sharp, the co-director, and the producer John Batsek. And at that time, we weren't able to make it into the country. We were very sorry not to have you there to dream this day. And now it's here. Yeah. So I just wondering if you could start by just telling us a little bit about what happened and why weren't you allowed in the country and how has that been overcome?
Well, I was not able to come to the UK for the last 10 years. I was last year, 10 years ago. I'm glad to be here. Thanks to my lawyer, Tayyip, my friend, colleague, and our brother, Christopher Sharp, and the entire team, our legal team. I'm finally here. Thank God.
Let's go right back to the beginning. Whose idea was it to make this film?
Christopher Sharp should be blamed for this film. Yeah, he was Christopher Sharp. I'm a musician. I was a musician. I was hired to perform at his daughter's wedding. And we had a conversation. I had just been elected into parliament. That was my last performance as an artist and the first performance as an elected leader. And it started everything, and here we are. So it was Christopher Sharp's idea, not my idea at all.
Were you guys difficult to persuade? How did you feel, Bobby, when you heard that someone wanted to make a movie about your lives?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's extremely overwhelming and very humbling to see a full house today. So I was lucky to be on the team that went on this wedding. So I was there when Chris spoke about this idea. We were at this hotel, sitting at the balcony, on the chair, on the table with 4 chairs. There was Bobi, and Chris was telling us that he would have a small camera following our normal usual lives. And he doesn't know what he would later do with the footage. But he said, I think it is interesting, guys, so don't mind the camera, it will just follow you. If something comes out, it will come out. If it doesn't come out, it's okay. So he made it seem very small. But look where we are.
That's why I said he should be blamed.
Yes, fully blamed, yes.
And how was it? Did you, eventually forget that the cameras were there, or were you always very aware of it?
So in the beginning, it was hard to convince me. Because I love our lives enclosed. I love to choose what I show the public. Like, you want to micromanage everything. Naturally, that's what I was, not anymore. Then, along the way, we forgot the cameras were there. We lived with Moses for a long time that we got convinced that he is part of our family. To the point that when he left and the shooting was done and the cameras were off, the kids were asking, where did Uncle Moses go?
This is Moses Why the
Moses Why, yes. So we were not intimidated by the camera along the way. It became part of us, we forgot about it. And that's how we managed to have all those intimate moments.
So I think one of the things that touches me most about this film, and I know it takes place, of course, on this international political scale, but at its core there's this really beautiful love story, which is your marriage, just really inspiring. And I guess I wondered, how central do you think, or is it related at all, your marriage and your relationship to your political work in your campaign?
What can I say? We just lived life. We just did us. Of course, it communicates. We believe that in many ways we inspire many other young couples, although now we are not a young couple anymore. But we inspire young marriages, but also because we strongly believe that humanity is a two-way thing, the men and the women. And in our struggle, for a long time, it has been put on men. But we have, over the years, discovered that women are just as important, in fact, more important in this our struggle, and that brings out in that
totally on the same page. I just wondered, were there ever points, Barbie, where you were kind of behind the scenes saying, I don't want you to run in this election, or I don't want you to go to this event?
So, it began in 2017 when he chose to stand for parliament. I must mention that he called me in the night at around 11 p.m. and told me that he was going to run for MP on the phone. So I heard other voices in the car, and I just composed myself and said, you know what, honey? Come on. Just come on. By the time you reach here, maybe you'll have changed your mind. He came home very excited and said, have you seen there is a vacant space for MP in our area? I am standing. I said, okay, you've never misled me, let's go. By the time we got to the presidency, I had seen that he was right for this, and that he had been positioned for this, and that it was his calling. So my job as a wife was to support, and I just did the best I could.
Do you think you knew what you were getting yourself into when you married him? I love, by the way, that you met on this play called Lady Will You Marry Me? Did you know what you were getting yourself into? Was he always this guy, or has he kind of changed?
I had not followed the past opposition presidential candidates. I did not follow Chizabesti closely. I was so out of politics, I did not know what we were getting ourselves in. No, I did not. But along the way, do you know how you're thrown in the swimming pool and then in the middle of swallowing a few water gulps, you remember, oh, I have to swim. So yes, we just found ourselves in this, and I said, come on, we're stronger than this. We can take this on. Why not?
Sharks are born swimming, baby.
Yes, so yeah, I don't know what we're getting ourselves in. But if it is not us, then who is going to do it?
This is such a powerful film. I must again congratulate Michelle and Moses Bryan and John Batsick and the whole team. It really moved me. I've seen it several times now, and each time I'm just really roused to action, really. But I want to know what it's like for you to watch this film as the stars of it, for want of a better word. How did it feel the first time you saw it?
The first time I saw this film, I had never seen it before. So when I saw it, my first reaction was a big disappointment. I felt like, and I complained to the producers and the directors, because according to me, this film was so kind to General Museveni. It made him look like an angel. Not even a small percentage of the brutality is shown in this film. It might come off as so brutal, but this is just a small fraction of the brutality. And I complained, and the directors explained to me that they could not show all the medieval violence. It would turn off the audience. So yeah, but again, I've watched it many times, and every time I watch it,
President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine gwe tuli naye ne maama Babi Itungo Kagaju Kyagulanyi tuli Bungereza wano. Ensonga eziriwo za documentary Bobi Wine the People's President. Abangereza ebacamudde nnyo, ebatadde mu laavu, ebatadde mu kwagala buli omu gy'ayogerako era beesombodde okuva ebule n'ebweya okusobola okujja okubaawo ng'abajulirwa nga documentary eno Bobi Wine the People's President ate premieringibwa wano e Bungereza. President amaze emyaka 10 mirambirira nga bw'okitegedde nga takkirizibwa kujja mu ggwanga lino erya Bungereza olw'oluyimba lwe yayimba ale bagamba nti baluvumirira abali b'ebisiike. Kati nno emyaka 10 gye baali bamuwa ban yaweddeko, era olwaweddeko Abangereza ne bamuyitirawo ne bamugamba ssebo jangu twali tukusubwa, twali tukumiisinga, tusonyiwe byonna ebyaliwo ku baani, naye sooka ojje eno ewaffe eno omuliro gutokota. Twagakula ku Uganda ng'erina pulezidenti omujja era nga bannayuganda baasiima ggwe. Kati nno jangu tubyogere, twongere okulabisa General Museveni oyo n'okusobola okumuggyamu entebe mwe yeekyangira, kuba nti afuuse ekizibu kya Africa. Buli wamu bamwekokkola, buli nsi gy'egenda n'egyedda bekokkola General Kaguta Museveni olw'ebikolobero byakoze ku bannansi nga ne mu Africa buli omu akaaba, buli omu si musanyufu olw'ebikolobero bya General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni byakoze ku bannansi. N'olwekyo President Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine ayogerako era eri abantu abo bennyini abazze, Abazungu, Bannayuganda, abaddugavu okuva mu nsi za Africa ez'enjawulo okulaba Bobi Wine the People's President.
please keep your eyes on Uganda, but you can do much more than that. We believe that if you reach out to, please keep your eyes on Uganda, but you can do much more than that. We believe that if you reach out to your leaders and ask them to reconsider their cooperation with Uganda, we appreciate the cooperation, but please put conditions on it. Conditions like respecting democracy, respecting human rights, and respecting the rule of law. That's not too much to ask for. What brings us together as members of the international community are those values. because we want to feel like human beings too. We are also first world citizens, only that we are stuck with third world leaders. And so if you reach out to your leaders and ask them to put conditions to the aid that they bring to Uganda, that would fundamentally change our lives. That would redefine us. And it will help you as well, because I've seen it many times in Europe and many other countries being inconvenienced by massive immigrants that run to these countries for greener pastures. Our countries are good and they are rich, only that they are poorly governed. So if you help us, then we will not be coming to inconvenience you. While you're helping us, you're helping yourselves as well. We would really, really appreciate. Thank you. Please keep your
oyo gwe bayita Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine Mitembo. Abazungu ali mu basomera nti mukaaba wano mulajana olw'abanoonyi b'obubudamu ababundabunda abajja mu mawanga gammwe naye nga temumanyi nti mwe kizibu mwe muwagira ba dictate eyo ne babonyaabonya bannansi ne basalawo bajje mu mawanga gammwe okubundabunda. N'olwekyo okukomya ekyo eky'okubundabunda muggyeeko ba dictate abo ensimbi ze mubawa obutatadde. Bwe munajjako ba dictate abo omusimbi gwe mubawa obutatadde, ba dictate bajja kupondooka era bannansi bannayuganda bajja kweddiza obuyinza bw'ensi yaabwe. Bwe baneddiza obuyinza bw'ensi yaabwe kijja kuba kiwedde awo kujja kuba kulya mu ngu buteesokoola. Buli munnayuganda gy'ali ajja kuba nga yeeyagala, ajja kuba nga musanyufu olw'okuba nti ali mu nsi empya, mu nsi enkulaakulana, mu nsi ejjudde zi opportunities. N'olwekyo gwe wenna gy'oli munnayuganda otegeezebwa okulaba nti weetaba mu lutabaalo luno, mu lutalo olw'okulwanyisa General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni atuviire mu ntebe zaffe tukulembera eggwanga lyaffe namwe munyumirwa Uganda. Kale ebigambo tutagenda maaso ne President Kyagulanyi biibino.
We know that someday it may take so long, but every little injustice you saw in that film will find proper justice for it. That's for the youthful, the young people are hopeful. For us, we are hoping that we will be alive to see the next day and the next week and the next month. You're going to translate this for me in English.
She says that we live every day the way it comes. We are like a chicken that belongs to a drunken man. He will be drunk and say, I'll eat this chicken today. Then shame my man and say, I'll eat it tomorrow, and that chicken will live to see the next day. So that's how we live.
I just want to finish by saying, having seen this film and been incredibly inspired by it, what can we in this country, in London right now, do to support a free and democratic Uganda?
Thank you. Now that we're closing, I want to take this opportunity to thank the Ugandans, those that are in the comfort of a democracy like the United Kingdom. They could have just minded their lives. Because it's safer. Back home, even being captured on video, on camera, standing in an audience where I am can cause problems. to you when you go back home or to your family, but the boldness that they show by standing with us, we don't take that for granted. Even the friends in the UK here, what can you do? We believe that you, the people in the UK, who have the luxury of having leaders that respect your will, you can help us. First of all, by keeping your attention on us. We live while I am alive today because of the tweets and the Facebook posts that come from the international community demanding for my freedom every time I am arrested. It keeps me going. It keeps our struggle going. Please keep your eyes on Uganda, but you can do much more than that. We believe that if you reach out to your leaders and ask them to reconsider their cooperation with Uganda, we appreciate the cooperation, but please put conditions on it. Conditions like respecting democracy, respecting human rights, and respecting the rule of law. That's not too much to ask for. What brings us together as members of the international community are those values, because we want to feel like human beings too. We are also first world citizens, only that we are stuck with third world leaders. And so if you reach out to your leaders and ask them to put conditions to the aid that they bring to Uganda, that would fundamentally change our lives. That would redefine us. And it would help you as well, because I've seen it many times in Europe and many other countries being inconvenienced by the massive immigrants that run to these countries for greener pastures. Our countries are good and they are rich, only that they are poorly governed. So if you help us, then we will not become to inconvenience you. While you're helping us, you're helping yourselves as well. We would really, really appreciate. Thank you.
You can follow HD Bobi Wine on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and TikTok. He's verified on all of and to know the importance of each one of you, in the audience we have the one-time manager of Fela Kuti. He's called Ricky. He's seated right there. When Bobi was imprisoned in Arua, he made most celebrities sign a petition. And he just got the information from Bobi's Twitter. So you can also make a big difference when we are in big trouble by just keeping up with us. You can also follow me, my page.
Love everyone.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
People power! Our power! Abangereza batu bafudde essanyu pitirivu okulaba ku Pulezidenti w'eggwanga Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Bobi Wine. Iranga ebintu bye bulungi bye budinda ebigamba bibagambye beyambeko nabo okulaba nti tulemerwa okugenda mu mawanga gaabwe nga tugenda tubundabunda olw'okunoonya ebirungi ebisava olw'okunoonya green pastures. N'agamba buli Uganda lweberanga nsanyufu bannayuganda basanyufu balina opportunities ewaka tewali ajja kulowooza ku kyakuzungira mu mawanga g'abakyeruppe. Tujja kubeera ewaffe tukulaakulanire ewaffe naye kati waffe katutyayo bw'okola eky'obugagga kyonna abakutta bakubba bakusiba bakola biki n'ekyo bannayuganda basaba badduke bagende ebulayi emitamayanja okuyiiya obulamu life beyagaleko. Kati nno komya ekyo okuddamu abantu obutazungira mu mawanga g'abazungu tulina okutereeza ewaka tulina okulaakulanya Africa buli omu agiyagalireko buli omu agyesiimise buli omu aginyumirwe awo tujja okuwoomerwa Africa yaffe era nga tulina okutandika ne step by step kyongere kimu ku kimu buli omu amanye era ategere twamaddala bannayuganda baagala nkyukakyuka ate beewaddeyo okugirwanirira paka nga enkyukakyuka eyo etuuse mu mikono gyabwe. Nze ndi mugumu era nkakasa nti enkyukakyuka ejja very soon Mukama nga ye mubeezi waffe. Nsaba mbasiibule mwenna abaddeho mubale kubaako mwebale kwerekeddeko Pulezidenti Mukama abakuume mweraba.